Patrick McManus joins us now to discuss Parkway Minerals. Patrick, good to see you again.
Thanks, Danielle.
A couple of announcements since we last spoke. Let's start with the announcement that you're about to start drilling for potash at your Lake Barlee project. What can you tell us?
Lake Barlee project is a very large salt lake, not far north, about 200 k's north of Southern Cross. We've got about 1,800 square kilometres of ground on that lake, most of it under our licence. Late last year we identified some paleo channels which look prospective for a potash brine project, and we've finally got hold of a drilling rig capable of drilling on that salt lake, and it's planned for them to go up there on the weekend and start drilling early next week.
Very exciting. What are your expectations? How long will this program take? When are we going to get some results back?
The program is pretty broad-spaced Aircore drilling to confirm the paleo channels that geophysics has said are there do actually exist and get samples of what's in there. We expect the program to take about 3 weeks. Results from the brine we take as part of that drilling should come back in about 3 or 4 weeks after that.
Oh, very exciting. It's all happening.
Finally, yes. It's been a long time waiting for that drill rig.
Yes, remind us a little bit more about Lake Barlee as a project. It's very large scale.
It's a significant ancient lake, and there are a number of those within Western Australia with hypersaline brine in them that contain a significant content of potassium. What we're looking for is enough potassium and sulfate ions in there that we can evaporate out and separate a high purity sulfate of potash product that will then go into the fertiliser market, WA and regionally.
Are you already at the stage where you're discussing potential offtake for that?
No, we're looking at basically a commoditised product, so it's sold in a number of markets, and the first work we'll be doing is producing, or as part of the scoping feasibility studies, producing some samples to give to potential customers to look at offtake agreements.
And Patrick, you have a very special proprietary process to extract the potassium from the things you're going to drill. Can you tell us a bit about K-Max? I do understand you just received a patent from the US.
Yes, the K-Max process is a process that we and our partners developed to extract sulfate of potash from glauconite, which is a micaceous mineral present in greensands, which within our Dandaragan Trough Project there are very large greensand deposits. We've drilled several of those out, so we have indicated resources there, and the process of K-Max uses a pretty simple sulfuric acid leach to dissolve the potassium from the glauconite mineral and produce SOP. We've done scoping studies on that process, and the economics look very attractive, but it's a big scale project, so at the moment we're looking for a partner to take that forward on our Dinner Hill resource while we concentrate on Lake Barlee.
That makes a lot of sense, and it seems that this proprietary process of yours potentially lends itself to future licensing.
Absolutely. There's a number of other glauconite deposits around the world where we could use this technology, and it could also be applied to other micaceous minerals to extract either potassium, potentially lithium, also some other elements depending on the structure of the mica.
Patrick, you're drilling for potash, you have a proprietary process that you could potentially license, and you've just upped your stake in Davenport.
Yes, so Davenport's another interesting asset within the company. When we last spoke in early April, we owned about 19 million shares, which was about 26% of Davenport Resources, which is exploring for potash in central Germany in a region called the South Harz region. It's a very prospective area, been producing potash for over 100 years, and ended up in the GDR post the Second World War. The resources there, or the area, got a bit forgotten post-German reunification. We applied for and got granted some exploration licences there, and negotiated and recently purchased some mining licences from the German government. Those licences were part of the mining plan back about 30 or 40 years ago. So they've been well drilled and have all the data for over 100 drill holes is available to us Davenport has been working through that information over the last 4 months, and the first major announcement out of that was a JORC compliant resource in the middle of April that allowed us to hit our first milestone. We got a inferred resource of over 300 million tonnes of 15% K2O, which is a very good grade for potash, and that gave us first milestone shares, which was 17 million additional Davenport shares. So we moved from 26% to 34%. There's a lot more work to be done on that project, but it's really turning up some very strong positive resources.
Patrick, sounds like a very busy and interesting time for Parkway Minerals. Can you tell us what's next? What are the next key news flows?
The results obviously from the work on Lake Barlee, and that'll come through probably over the next month through to probably 3 months, in terms of some comments about what the material at the bottom of the paleo channels is, the assays of the brine, and then the geological implications of that. Within Davenport, the second of 3 mining licences is being reviewed now for whether we can get additional JORC compliant resources, and the third mining licence we've just received just started the review of all of the historical data. So over the next 6 to 9 months there'll be a stream of information from Davenport as well, which should have a big impact on Parkway's asset value.
And Patrick, we do expect to see you again to tell us about all of that as it happens.
I'd love to see it. Thank you very much.